Celebrity rehab day 17, I think. Another solo therapy day. I've just been being tortured with solo therapy days. Fucking not back to back, but last week there was no group therapy for me, so I had two solo therapy days. And then yesterday was a holiday, so no therapy, group therapy yesterday, but then solo therapy again today. And today we got to talk about mother. I don't know how I've been ducking and dodging talking about my mama for so long in therapy. Like, really, not that I haven't talked about her at all, but when it comes to like our relationship and shit, after I gave up, my bangers of childhood traumas, we've mostly been focusing on other stuff. But today they got me. They tricked me. They tricked me into talking about my mama. And it started out as like my therapist asking me if I get to like see any of my siblings, or if I'm like in contact about them, or like what is that relationship like. And I was telling her that I only have a relationship with my two younger siblings, but I don't get to see them because I still live with my mom and I have no desire to see that lady. So, and then she was just asking me like how that feels, or to go deeper into that. And talking about my mama is gonna get me every time. At first, I felt a lot of anger, or what she calls righteous rage, because my anger towards her is righteous. That because I was talking about how I'm scared to go see my mom because I think I'm gonna snap in a violent way if I see that lady. Like, I will put the pause on her. Sorry, that was housekeeping messaging me. Yeah, and I was like, I don't really want to go see her because I don't want to go to jail. And she was just like, okay, let's lean into that. Let's talk about why you're so angry at your mom. How about no? Just kidding. I had to do it anyways. Um, yeah, I don't like talking about that lady. I just don't like that lady, period. That lady has made me feel like the most insignificant thing on this planet. Like, I am not deserving of love, and like only her feelings matter, and that every bad thing that has happened to me is my fault. And if I was just a better child, then they wouldn't have happened. And she can't take accountability for shit. Every time I've tried to talk to my mom in the past about how she was a fucking shit mother to me, she'll start crying and be like, it's because of your sister, because she was a bad child and I wasn't. You were actually just a shit mom, and that's why my sister is the way that she is. Not excusing her psychopathy, because my sister is literally a fucking, she doesn't, I'm not gonna go into that bitch either. I'm gonna kill her too. Oh, I don't know if I can say that on here. Do you see how the anger just flows? I have so much fucking anger, and usually I've never really been allowed to feel anger, and so I would just wait until I get to the point where I fucking snap, and then something happens. And that's how I beat the fuck out of my sister the first time. That's how me and my mama almost got into a fist fight before, because I just snapped, because I've never been allowed to just feel my anger without feeling like the villain for it, or like my anger isn't justified. And I was telling her about, that episode of The Fresh Prince when Will's dad comes to visit and then ends up like ditching him in the end, and then how Will is like, why doesn't she want me? And how that's how my mom makes me feel, and how it's still very hard for me to believe that there are people that like actually love me and want to be in my life and like enjoy being around me and stuff like that, when my own family, like, I don't know how to drive home the point that my own family, my blood family, does not love me. They do not give a shit about me. They don't care if I'm dead or alive. All I am to them, all I have ever been to them, is an ATM. I've paid school fees, I've paid field trip fees, I've bought phones, laptops, everything just so I can receive like a morsel of love from my family, because that was the only way that I did receive any kind of love, was when I was doing things and buying things and spending money on people in my family, including my mom. She never gave me gifts, but I bought her gifts all of the time. And it seems like even fucked up to say it out loud now. Like, she would be like, if I don't get this for my birthday, everybody else's birthday is canceled. Mind you, this bitch is asking for an iPad and I'm in high school. And then we got to talking about how it's really easy for me to like pretend a lot of the shit that happened to me didn't happen, because I don't have anybody, like none of my siblings, to validate what happened. And when you grow up in a house with people and we're all experiencing the same abuse, but then nobody ever wants to talk about it, it's like, okay, did I make this shit up? Like, am I the only one that's affected by this? Or even like my dad dying, none of my siblings ever talk about it. We don't ever get together and like cry about it or talk about what we miss. Once I had tried to get my little sister to come with me to visit my dad's grave, because it's her fucking dad too, and she just like lost it on me and was like, you try to act like you're the only one that lost him and it only happened to you, but it's like, I'm the only one that's talking about it. And I think I'm just starting to like comprehend how fucked up it is that I was 9 when I lost my dad. I didn't know how he died or what he died of. I became anxious that everybody in my life was just gonna drop dead. And my mom never bothered to tell me what he died. I found out when I was fucking 19, like literally 10 years later. Me and my siblings never talked about it. We never mourned about it together. They were allowed to have their outburst of when they missed him, but it was like never in community. And like one time, I think it was like 2, 3 years ago, I had called up my sister when it was like getting close to the anniversary of my dad's death. She straight up told me, like, this is too much for me. You have to know that you're triggering people when you bring shit like this up, and that's not fair to everybody else that's not ready to talk about it. And it's just been, I've had such a lonely existence. I think I was invisible for the first 18 years of my life. And now that I'm like not estranged from my family, and people see me or like want to see me, it just like makes no sense to me when I came from a household where I was invisible. It also made me realize like how good I got at like comforting myself and calming myself, because the way I'd just be taking deep breaths and rubbing on myself, because I never had anybody to like to hold me after my dad died. And it's really fucked up because I was just a child. When I look at 9-year-olds now, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're like, these are babies, these are children. And then I think about my life when I was 9. My childhood was over. That was very much the end of it. I had to spring into being a provider, not only for myself, but for everybody around me. And I just have so much anger and hatred towards my family. And it bothers me that I still have empathy for my mom, as badly as she like abused me and neglected me. I was so fucking skinny growing up because I was like actually neglected, and people would make jokes all the time about me being like a size -2 and shit like that. And it's like, this is so funny. I'm literally not allowed to eat when I'm in trouble at home, so let's keep making fun of me. I fucking hated growing up here. And I hate being in this city so much. It just reminds me of how invisible and neglected and abused I was living here. I really fucking hate my mom. And I don't know if that says anything about me, that I hate the person that I came from. I can't wait for her to die. I wish she would have died instead of my dad, and I hope that I get to say that to her face. I just want her to hurt as badly as she's hurt me. And if that means I have to use physical violence, sometimes I'm like, hey, let's physically hurt her then. But that's not even the kind of person I am. So it scares me that that's the kind of thought process that I have when I think about her. And then I had occupational therapy or exposure therapy. And so we went to a smaller library today, and it was a very bittersweet feeling being in a library again. I don't think I've been in a library since I stopped working at the library. And at first it was okay. They had a fish tank there, and it was like really pretty inside. And I just love books. But the longer I stayed there, the more my nervous system was like, we need to get out of here before something bad happens. And then that just made me really sad, because the library is where I used to go to escape and escape my childhood, escape my abusive household. It was my safe space, and now it's no longer a safe space for me, and I don't really have a lot of safe spaces, so it made me just really sad. We only ended up staying for 45 minutes, which is way longer than I thought I was gonna make it, so I guess that's a little win. Today was a rough day. My God. Now I got a headache. I'm feeling tired. I thought I was gonna go work out tonight, but I think I might just go see a movie and try to, I don't know. I hate thinking about my mom so much. Fuck. I feel like I'm never gonna get over the ways that she hurt me. Yeah, so that is Celebrity Rehab Day 17, and fuck you, Maria. I hate you.